Now, if we want to get really off into the far fringes of things, you have this secret group that we've heard a lot about called the Illuminati. And they're very into bloodlines, and they say there's magical power in the bloodline. And that's why there's these 13 families, and they don't intermarry, and that's why if you're in the Illuminati, you're born into the Illuminati. I do believe that they exist. I've spoken to witnesses who were members of it, who got out. But they're all into this magic power of the blood. But what did I just tell you, right? You can take a salamander embryo, send that energy into a frog. Well, what if your body is the frog, and the salamander energy is like the cosmos, the logos, the galactic creator? That's what the Great Pyramid was built for. You sit in the tomb, the open coffin in the pyramid. The pyramid is a centralizing, focusing spiral of energy. It takes this energy and makes it into a spiral. And I don't have the time to describe the physics of how this works. It's in Science of Peace. But you can experience ascension in the pyramid. That's what it was built for. It was built as a chamber of healing. So the Illuminati are the inheritors of this Atlantean science, which was then distorted, according to the Law of One series, thousands and thousands of years ago. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 years ago, these negative entities got involved and changed the teaching and put it in a more negative direction. And that's where you get into the sacrifices and all these things that the Mayans ended up doing, and the secret orders end up doing these things. And sacrifices is one way to open up a shift between space-time and time-space. In the death process, you pop a hole through the veil temporarily. It's a conscious energy, so in a ritual, people can focus that energy and use it for something, including creating this opening, especially if you're at a natural Stargate kind of thing. There are technological means to do this also. Now, I am not a supporter of animal sacrifice or any other type of sacrifice. I think it's something that you will end up paying for karmically. That's the thing that's really crazy about the secret orders. It's not that I dislike them as people. I've known a lot of people that are in these groups. It's more that they just have a fundamental misunderstanding of how consciousness really functions, which is a loving creation that we live in. Dan Burrish's data talks about a group of entities from Orion. That is mentioned in the Law of One series. The Law of One series says the Orions are a negative group. Negative meaning that they have an intention to try to take over, to try to control people through fear. So these Orions, according to Dan Burrish's testimony, come from the future, travel back in time, and they're trying to fix their genetic code. They're trying to fix their DNA. And they say that it's because they were bred from a small number of people who survived a cataclysm on Earth. Well, put your thinking cap on. What did we just learn about DNA, right? DNA is something that is modified by an outside energy. You can take a salamander's embryo, zap it, redirect it into a frog's embryo, the frog transforms. So the universe, even if you have a small population, you can still rejuvenate your DNA by consciousness. That's not what's happening to the J-Rods. The J-Rods are experiencing what the Law of One referred to as the dissolution of the spirit body. When you're on the negative path, meaning a path where you create fear and you're trying to manipulate and control others, eventually you get to a point where your soul cannot hold its charge. Your soul begins dissolving, and it actually affects your DNA. Now this is in the 80s. This is 1981. Burrish's testimony comes out in 2000, 2001. I saw this and I said, oh my gosh, this is a direct validation of what's in the Law of One series. You have to realize that there's two opposing factions according to Burrish. There's the Illuminati on one side, and then there's the neocons on the other side, Majestic, or the Order of Death, as Alex Jones just called it in his documentary, which is now #1 on Google video at the moment. So you have two groups. The Illuminati believes in a Luciferian philosophy. Imagine that if you're this secret society, you've been around for thousands of years, and then this group comes along and says they're Christian, and they start torturing and killing all your people and telling you that your knowledge is evil and that you're a bad person. Your natural instinct is going to be to say, okay, well, whoever they say is the bad guy must be the good guy. Oh, well, Lucifer was the angel who had the most amount of wisdom and light, God's brightest angel, who was tossed out of heaven. Well, wherever he got thrown out from, that's not where we want to be, because these Christians are torturing us, persecuting us, killing us. The Christians are suppressing science. because they only say the Bible's way. They're suppressing your natural instincts. They don't want you to have sex. They don't want you to procreate, except under, unique circumstances with a contract, legal contract marriage. So the Illuminati got started as a natural rebellion of these secret orders to what was already being established. They brought in the Egyptian gods, Isis, Osiris. Osiris is represented in Egyptian mythology by the severed phallus, the penis, which is symbolized by the obelisk. Isis is symbolized by a woman holding the torch, which represents the secret mystery school teachings, and the book, which represents the mystery school teachings. And then she has these rays coming off of her head. Torch, book, rays on the head. American sculpture, harbor of New York City. Ah, the Statue of Liberty. Obelisk, Washington Monument. So this is back of the dollar bill. Pyramid, eye on top. They hide it right out in front of you, and they laugh at you. They laugh at you because you don't understand. I have been with these guys, I have been in the room with them, and they laugh at the average person at how stupid they are. In their mind, stupidity. I don't agree with that, but it is nonetheless amazing that they put the information out there. If you want to know it, you can know it. But so few people believe it, and they're smug with their sarcasm, and I don't believe any of this stuff. But here's the deal. The 2012 thing is about consciousness evolution. It's about love. It's about choosing to love. All you have to do to get to be a part of the earth that's coming is be slightly more focused on loving people and helping them rather than manipulating them and controlling them. If you have 10 things that you do each day, 5 of them are negative, meaning you manipulate and control people. 5 of them are positive, meaning, oh yeah, you can get in front of me in traffic, or let me help you across the street. If it's a perfect mix of 5 to 5, then you're still not going to make it. But if you're at like 51%, meaning that 49% of the things that you do are selfish and manipulative and controlling, as long as you're 51%, you're going to go through this vortex, you're going to end up in the earth, in fourth density as it's called,